Anna tried to catch her breath as she knelt on the shiny marble floor, picking up the sharp fragments of glass. Her hands shook so much that a small cut appeared on her finger, and a drop of blood stained the white cloth of her cleaning uniform. "Unbelievable," hissed a sharp voice above her. Anna looked up and met the cold eyes of Vanessa Duarte, the hotel's glamorous event manager. Vanessa stood in her expensive heels, arms crossed, watching like a hawk. "You ruined a vase worth more than your entire salary," Vanessa said, her words slicing through the silent lobby. A few guests nearby pretended not to watch, but their curious eyes betrayed them. "I'm sorry, Miss Vanessa," Anna whispered, clutching the broken pieces. "It was an accident." "Accident?" Vanessa laughed bitterly. "With you, everything is an accident. Do you know how many mistakes you've made this week?" Anna bit her lip. She wanted to explain that she hadn't eaten breakfast, that her hands were weak from exhaustion after working 2 jobs, but she stayed silent. Explaining never worked. People like Vanessa never cared. "You should be grateful we even let someone like you work here," Vanessa continued, raising her voice so that everyone could hear. "A single mother with no education, walking around like she belongs in this 5-star hotel. Tell me, Anna, do you really think you deserve this job?" Anna's chest tightened. She thought of her daughter, Lily, who was waiting at home with a borrowed inhaler because she had asthma. Every paycheck mattered. Every coin kept them alive. "Please, I need this job," Anna murmured. Vanessa leaned closer, her perfume strong and suffocating. "Then stop embarrassing me. You're lucky I don't call security right now. If this happens again, you'll be out on the street. Do you understand?" Anna nodded quickly, fighting back the tears burning her eyes. She didn't want Vanessa to see her cry. "Good. Now clean this mess before the guests trip over your incompetence," Vanessa said, flipping her hair and striding away. As Anna bent lower to gather the last shards, her vision blurred. The humiliation was heavy, crushing her like the marble floor beneath her knees. Around her, the lobby buzzed again with voices and footsteps, but for Anna, everything was silent, except for the pounding of her heart. And then a different sound, the deep, calm voice of a man. "What's going on here?" Anna lifted her head. Standing at the entrance was Ethan Carter, the billionaire owner of the hotel chain. His tailored suit and sharp features made him impossible to mistake. Everyone in the lobby froze. Vanessa's face changed instantly. Her cruel smile melted into a look of sweetness. "Oh, Mr. Carter, nothing serious. Just a little accident. One of the staff dropped a vase. She'll take care of it." Ethan's gaze, however, wasn't on Vanessa. It was fixed on Anna, kneeling on the floor, hands bleeding, cheeks wet with unshed tears. "What's your name?" he asked softly. Anna blinked, surprised that he was speaking to her directly. Anna Torres, sir." Ethan's eyes softened. "Are you all right, Anna?" She swallowed hard. No one had asked her that in a long time. I'm fine," she whispered, though her voice trembled. "Clearly she's not," Ethan said, his tone firm as he looked at Vanessa. "And there's no reason to shout at someone for a mistake. Accidents happen." Vanessa laughed awkwardly. "Of course, Mr. Carter. I was only reminding her of our standards." But Ethan didn't seem interested in her excuses. Instead, he bent slightly and extended his hand toward Anna. "Let me help you." Anna froze. The owner of the hotel, a man worth billions, offering his hand to a cleaning lady. She hesitated, then slowly placed her trembling fingers in his. He pulled her up gently, his touch steady and respectful. "Go to the medical office and have that cut treated," Ethan said. "And don't worry about the vase. It can be replaced. You can't." For the first time in years, Anna felt something she thought she had lost forever: dignity. But little did she know, that small act of kindness was only the beginning of a story that would change her life completely. That night, Anna lay awake in her small apartment, staring at the cracked ceiling while her daughter, Lily, slept beside her. Ethan Carter's words replayed in her mind like an echo. "It can be replaced. You can't." Nobody had ever said something like that to her. Most people treated her like the vase, fragile, replaceable, meaningless. But Ethan had looked at her differently, as if she mattered. Still, she couldn't let herself dream. Billionaires didn't notice women like her. Whatever kindness he had shown was probably just a moment of politeness. Tomorrow, she told herself, everything would return to the same harsh reality. But she was wrong. The following afternoon, as Anna polished the glass doors in the lobby, Vanessa appeared again, her heels clicking sharply against the floor. Well, Vanessa said, her voice dripping with fake sweetness. Look who's still here. I expected to find your resignation on my desk this morning. Guess you're more desperate than I thought. Anna lowered her eyes. I just want to do my job, Miss Vanessa. Vanessa stepped closer, her tone turning venomous. Listen carefully, Anna. I don't know what kind of game you're playing, but don't think for a second that Mr. Carter's little act of chivalry means anything. He doesn't care about you. You're nothing but a charity case to him. And if you make me look bad in front of him again, I'll make sure you regret ever walking into this hotel. Understood. Anna's hands tightened around the cleaning cloth. She wanted to protest, but the image of Lily's fragile face stopped her. Losing this job wasn't an option. Yes, Miss Vanessa, she whispered. Vanessa smirked, satisfied. Good girl. Now, scrub those doors again. They're streaky. Anna turned back to her work, her reflection blurred in the glass. But deep inside, something was shifting. Vanessa's cruelty had always crushed her spirit, until now. Ethan's words had planted a seed of defiance she didn't recognize in herself. That seed grew stronger later that evening. As she was leaving the hotel, Anna noticed Ethan in the corridor, talking to his assistant. He spotted her and excused himself immediately. Anna, he said warmly, walking over. How's your hand? She blinked, caught off guard. It's better, sir. Thank you. He nodded, his eyes scanning her face as though searching for something more. And how are you? Not just your hand, you. The question broke something inside her. For a moment, Anna couldn't speak. She wanted to say she was fine, but the truth slipped out instead. I'm tired, she admitted softly. I work 2 jobs. My daughter has asthma, and some days I don't know if I can keep going. Ethan's expression changed. The billionaire who was always known for being sharp, calculating, suddenly looked human, concerned. You have a daughter? He asked. Yes. Lily. She's 8. Anna lowered her gaze, embarrassed. She deserves more than I can give. There was silence for a moment. Then Ethan spoke firmly. You're giving her something money can't buy, Anna. You're giving her love. And that's worth more than any fortune. Her throat tightened, tears threatening to spill. She turned away quickly, afraid he'd see her weakness. But Ethan noticed everything. Anna, he said quietly, if anyone in this hotel mistreats you, I want to know. Do you understand? Her heart skipped. I can't. You can. Ethan interrupted, his voice steady. You work here with dignity, and you deserve respect. Don't ever let anyone convince you otherwise. Before she could respond, his assistant returned with documents, and Ethan excused himself. But Anna walked home that night with her heart racing. Vanessa had told her she was invisible. Ethan had told her she was irreplaceable. 2 opposite truths pulling at her soul. And Anna didn't know yet which one would shape her future. Meanwhile, upstairs in her luxurious office, Vanessa watched from the window as Ethan and Anna spoke in the lobby. Jealousy burned inside her chest. For years, she had admired Ethan from a distance, working tirelessly to impress him, hoping he'd notice her loyalty, her dedication. But he never did. Now, out of nowhere, a cleaning woman had captured his attention. No, Vanessa whispered to herself, clenching her fists. I won't let this happen. If she thinks she can steal what I've waited for all these years, she's wrong. I'll make sure Anna Torres remembers her place, even if it destroys her. And with that vow, Vanessa's quiet obsession began to darken into something far more dangerous. 2 days later, the grand ballroom of the hotel was alive with music, laughter, and the clinking of champagne glasses. A charity gala was underway, filled with politicians, celebrities, and wealthy investors. Anna had been assigned to help with the cleanup afterward, but Vanessa, of course, had other plans. Anna, Vanessa called sharply as she strutted past in her glittering gown, her smile perfectly rehearsed for the guests. The rest of the staff can handle the kitchen. You will serve drinks inside the ballroom. Anna froze. But Miss Vanessa, I've never. That wasn't a question, Vanessa interrupted, thrusting a tray into her hands. Try not to embarrass us in front of people who actually matter. Anna's stomach twisted as she stepped into the glittering room. Crystal chandeliers lit the space, and everyone seemed dressed in diamonds. She felt like a shadow among the stars. "Excuse me, miss, could I get another glass?" a man asked. Anna nodded quickly, placing the champagne flute onto his tray. Her hands trembled, but she forced herself to keep moving. She needed this job. She couldn't make mistakes. Halfway across the ballroom, her eyes caught on a familiar figure. Ethan Carter, standing near the stage, talking to a group of investors. His presence filled the room, commanding attention effortlessly. And then his gaze shifted straight to her. For a heartbeat, Anna froze. She wanted to disappear, but Ethan's eyes didn't let her. They softened, just like they had in the lobby that day. He excused himself from the group and walked toward her. "Anna," he said, his voice low but warm. "You look different tonight." Her cheeks burned. I'm just working, sir." "You're working hard," he corrected gently. "Like always." His eyes flicked to the tray in her shaking hands. "Are you nervous?" Anna swallowed. "I don't belong here." Ethan frowned. "Who told you that?" She hesitated, but his steady gaze pushed her to answer. "Everyone. People like me. We're not meant to stand beside people like you." Ethan leaned closer, his voice firm. "Anna, listen to me. Value doesn't come from wealth or gowns or chandeliers. It comes from the heart. And yours," he paused, searching for the right words, "is stronger than anyone else's in this room." Her breath caught. No one had ever spoken to her like that. Before she could respond, Vanessa appeared at Ethan's side, her smile wide but her eyes sharp. "Mr. Carter, there you are. The governor is asking for you." Ethan glanced at Vanessa, but then turned back to Anna. "Take care of yourself," he said softly before leaving. Anna stood frozen, her heart racing. But as soon as Ethan walked away, Vanessa's smile vanished. "You're playing a dangerous game," she hissed under her breath. "Don't mistake his kindness for interest. Men like him don't end up with women like you." Anna wanted to argue, but she stayed silent, her pulse thundering. She couldn't risk her job, not with Lily depending on her. The gala continued, but Vanessa couldn't shake the image of Ethan's gaze lingering on Anna. Her jealousy twisted into something darker. By midnight, when the last guest had left, Anna was in the ballroom gathering glasses. She was exhausted, but she worked quickly, eager to get home to her daughter. "Still here." Ethan's voice startled her. She turned, nearly dropping the tray. "Mr. Carter, I didn't know you were still here." He smiled faintly. "I stayed behind to review a few details with the manager. But it seemed you're the one who works the hardest." Anna looked down, embarrassed. "It's just my job." "Your job," Ethan said, stepping closer, "doesn't erase your worth. Do you understand that?" She nodded faintly, though she didn't fully believe it. For a moment, silence stretched between them. Then Ethan asked softly, "How is Lily?" Anna blinked. You remember her name?" "Of course," Ethan said. "A mother who sacrifices so much for her child. That's unforgettable." Her eyes filled with tears. "She's better. But the medicine is expensive, and some days," she trailed off, ashamed of admitting too much. Ethan's voice was gentle but resolute. "You don't have to carry this burden alone." Anna shook her head quickly. "I can't accept charity." "It's not charity," Ethan replied firmly. "It's help, and everyone needs help sometimes. Even me." The sincerity in his eyes left her speechless. No man had ever looked at her like that, not with pity, but with respect. At that moment, Anna realized Ethan wasn't just a billionaire. He was human, and he saw her as human too. But from the shadows near the door, Vanessa watched everything. Her nails dug into her palms as she whispered through clenched teeth. "If she thinks she can steal him from me, she's dead wrong. I'll crush her before he ever sees the truth." And with that, Vanessa's jealousy finally crossed the line from bitterness into obsession. What Anna didn't know was that her fight was no longer just about survival. It was about becoming the target of someone willing to destroy her completely. The next morning, Anna arrived at the hotel earlier than usual. The ballroom was still echoing in her memory. The chandeliers, the whispers, Ethan's gentle words. She tried to shake it off, reminding herself that he was her boss, a man from a world she could never belong to. But the truth was harder to deny. Ethan saw her, and that frightened her more than Vanessa's cruelty ever could. As Anna scrubbed the marble floors, her phone buzzed in her pocket. It was a message from Lily's teacher. Lily had a small asthma attack in class. She's okay now, but she needs rest. Please pick her up early. Panic surged through Anna. She couldn't leave her shift without permission, and Vanessa would never allow it. Heart pounding, Anna hurried to Vanessa's office. Vanessa was at her desk, filing papers with a sharp click of her nails. She didn't even look up when Anna entered. "Miss Vanessa," Anna began nervously. "I just got a call from my daughter's school. She's not well. May I leave a little early today?" Vanessa finally lifted her eyes, and they gleamed with something cruel. "Your daughter again? Always an excuse. Do you think this hotel runs on your personal schedule?" "It's just for today," Anna pleaded. "She had an asthma attack. Please." Vanessa stood, walking slowly around the desk until she was inches away. Her perfume was suffocating. "Listen carefully. You work here. Not for your daughter. Not for your excuses. If you walk out that door before your shift ends, don't bother coming back tomorrow." Anna's stomach dropped. She thought of Lily, her little girl struggling to breathe, and of the rent due next week. Tears welled in her eyes. "Please, she needs me." Vanessa leaned closer, her voice like ice. "Then choose, Anna. Your daughter or your job." Anna staggered back, horrified. She whispered, "That's not fair." "Life isn't fair," Vanessa snapped. "Now get back to work." Anna walked out, her hands trembling. She wanted to scream, to quit, but quitting meant losing everything. As she returned to the lobby, she spotted Ethan stepping out of the elevator. Their eyes met, and he immediately noticed her distress. "Anna," he said gently, moving closer. "What happened?" She shook her head quickly. "Nothing, sir. I just need to keep working." "Anna." His voice was firm now. "I can see something's wrong. Tell me." Her lips trembled. She wanted to trust him, but fear gripped her. If Vanessa found out she had spoken to Ethan, she could lose her job instantly. "I can't," she whispered. Ethan studied her face for a moment, then nodded slowly. "All right, but know this, you don't have to face everything alone. When you're ready, I'll listen." He left for his meeting, but his words lingered in her chest like a promise. That night, as Anna sat by Lily's bedside, watching her daughter's chest rise and fall, she wondered how much longer she could endure this. The world seemed determined to break her, but Ethan's kindness gave her the faintest glimmer of strength. Meanwhile, across town, Vanessa was pacing in her penthouse, her mind spinning with fury. "How dare she?" Vanessa muttered, slamming a glass onto the counter. "That little maid, making him look at her like she's worth something. He was supposed to see me." On her desk lay a folder she had stolen from HR earlier that day. Inside were Anna's records, her salary, her work schedule, even her emergency contact information. Vanessa's eyes fell on the details about Lily, school, medical condition, expenses. A wicked smile spread across her face. "So that's her weakness," she whispered. "Her precious little daughter." Vanessa poured herself a glass of wine and stared out at the city lights. If Ethan wanted to play the hero, she would give him a tragedy to rescue. She would push Anna so far that even Ethan couldn't save her. The next morning, Vanessa summoned Anna to her office again. "You'll be covering double shifts this week," Vanessa announced coldly. Anna's heart sank. "But my daughter—" "Not my problem," Vanessa cut her off. "If you refuse, you're fired." Anna felt the walls closing in. The exhaustion, the fear, the endless cruelty. It was becoming unbearable. That evening, while she scrubbed the 11th floor bathrooms, her body finally gave out. She collapsed against the wall, dizzy, her vision spinning. "Anna!" She heard Ethan's voice echo in the tiled room. He was kneeling beside her within seconds, his hand steadying her shoulder. "What happened? Are you all right?" I just need a minute," she whispered weakly. "No," Ethan said firmly. "You're overworked. When's the last time you ate?" Anna looked away, ashamed. "Yesterday morning." Rage flashed across Ethan's face. Not at her, but at the thought of anyone treating her this way. He helped her sit up gently. Anna, this is unacceptable. Tell me who's been doing this to you. Tears spilled down her cheeks. Please don't. I'll lose everything. You'll lose everything if you keep going like this, Ethan said, his voice breaking with concern. I won't stand by and watch. For the first time, Anna didn't see a billionaire talking to her. She saw a man who cared, truly cared, about her and Lily. And that terrified her even more. Because if Vanessa found out, she would stop at nothing to destroy them both. What Anna didn't know was that Vanessa's plan was already in motion. 2 nights later, the hotel buzzed with another event. Anna had been assigned to the upper lounge, far from the crowd. Vanessa had made sure of that. But Anna's instincts told her something was wrong. When she walked past Ethan's office, she noticed his coffee cup sitting on the desk, filled with a dark liquid that smelled faintly strange. A chill ran down her spine. She had seen that look before, back when Lily accidentally swallowed expired medicine. Her hands trembled. No, this can't be. Moments later, Ethan walked in, loosening his tie. Finally, I need this coffee before the meeting, he said, reaching for the cup. Wait. Anna's voice cracked the silence. She darted forward and grabbed the cup from his hand. The liquid sloshed dangerously close to the rim. Anna, what are you doing? Ethan frowned. Her eyes were wide with fear. Please don't drink this. I don't know why, but something's wrong. Ethan studied her pale face, then the cup. He trusted her instinct more than logic. Without a word, he set it aside and called security. Minutes later, the cup was tested. Poison. Enough to kill within minutes. The discovery sent shockwaves through the hotel. Security cameras revealed Vanessa sneaking into Ethan's office earlier that afternoon. When guards escorted her out in handcuffs, Vanessa's mask finally cracked. You ruined everything, she screamed at Anna. He was supposed to be mine. Do you hear me? Mine. But Ethan only pulled Anna protectively behind him. No, Vanessa. You don't destroy people you claim to care about. That's not love. That's obsession. As Vanessa's furious cries faded down the corridor, Anna's knees weakened. She had nearly lost him. She had nearly lost everything. Ethan turned to her, his voice softer now. You saved my life. Anna shook her head. I just trusted my instinct. You trusted your heart, he corrected. And I trust mine. Before she could respond, he reached into his pocket and pulled out a small velvet box. Anna's breath caught as he opened it. Inside was a simple, elegant ring. Anna, Ethan said, his voice steady but full of emotion, I don't care about money or status or the rules people try to write for us. What I care about is you. And Lily, you've given me more than I've ever had in boardrooms or contracts. You've given me something real. So I have one question. Will you let me be part of your family? Tears streamed down Anna's face. Yes, 1,000 times yes. At that moment, Lily ran into the lounge, having been brought by Ethan's driver. She jumped into Anna's arms, then looked curiously at the ring on her mother's finger. Does this mean we're going to be a family? Ethan crouched down, smiling. If your mom says yes, then yes. Forever. Lily's smile lit up the entire room. Then I want to call you Dad. Ethan's throat tightened. He hugged them both, whispering, Then I want nothing more in this world. And for the first time, Anna believed it. After years of pain, she and Lily finally had a home, a future, and a love that no cruelty could ever take away.